Welcome back to my channel, CEOs. In this video, I'm chatting with Texas-based luxury wedding photographer and videographer, Cayla Cummings, on how she's built a multiple six-figure wedding business and why she decided to invest in my highest level mastermind to help her take her business to the next level. I am obsessed with your business and I cannot wait for everybody else to get to hear about it too. So before we dig in to what our topic is today, can you tell everybody a little bit about your business, Carhartt Photography, and how long you've been in business, all the things?
So I run Carhartt Photography. We're a wedding photography and videography. I run the business initially with my husband, David, but we have an associate team that work with us, and we do over 50 weddings a year.
Did you always do video, or did you start as photo and then add video once David joined?
We started as photo in 2016 on just photography, and then we were building from there. David started shooting with me, and then at the start of 2019, he added the videography side of everything. We shot our first videography wedding in March of 2019.
Wow. So you've definitely grown a ton since then. And I know that you have an associate team too, which I'm positive there's photographers that are listening right now that are like, ding, 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 tell me more. So can you tell us, like, when did you bring on your first associates, and were you nervous about it? Like, how has that gone?
I brought them on 2021, and I went back and forth about it for a long time. And I know if other photographers are listening, they definitely feel this way, which is that how can I trust somebody else with like my baby of a business, and like how can I trust someone else with clients? And I finally found a model that I really liked, and from there I essentially put out an application on Instagram. We got 15 applications. In those applications, they had to send us full galleries. I had a list of requirements. From there, we had 3 in-person interviews, and those were the people we narrowed it down to really to finalize everything. We brought on all 3 of those associates.
It's such a big leap, right, to trust other people with your business, but how do you feel like that has changed your business?
You get nervous, but it's so fun to be able to collaborate with the other creatives, and it's just so surprising, I think, if you can get out of your own way and put your own artistic ego aside. And so I learn stuff from our associates all the time. And when talking to clients, something I've learned too is that we could take our 7 years of experience and the venues we've shot at, and that's all we have, or we can have a collective 30 years of experience and have shot all the venues in the States as a whole team.
So you're about 2.5 years into having associates. You've got a seriously legit photography brand. Really, it is a brand that you've built with associates and things like that too. And I know that you joined my Accelerator program, or really you jumped straight into the next level mastermind last fall. And so can you tell me a little bit about that? If you're loving this video and you want to know more about how to double or even triple your wedding business this year, make sure to check out the Wedding Pro CEO Accelerator and make 2024 the year we level up your wedding business. What made you decide to join that? But also kind of like, what was it about your business that you were like, I know I need help growing?
Yeah, so I had been looking at the Accelerator. I'd gone to the summit in 2021. And I'd joined masterminds before that were trying to help you get to 6 figures or so, and felt like I had gotten past that. And so I was going back and forth. I talked to, conveniently, Katie from Scarlet Rose Events. And so she got with Brandee, went over my numbers, and they collectively said that, okay, maybe you should jump straight into the mastermind. I really wanted like someone to hold my hand and get my back end finances cleaned up. And so that was my focus, was the financial help.
The mastermind is really focused on, hey, you're already at multiple 6 figures. Let's scale that. Let's get you out of the day-to-day. Let's focus on becoming that CEO. Was there something that you heard, or that since you've been following along, that you were like, yes, this is it. This is the time?
Yeah, I think the budgeting modules that were in the Accelerator, and even having jumped straight to the mastermind, going through those was something I was really interested in and really excited about. And having those spreadsheets I needed the accountability to force me to look at my numbers.
I think I'm so glad that you used that term specifically, because I think it's so interesting when people are looking at different programs. It's like, Well, what's really the difference? And the main difference is really that accountability piece. It's like in a main group program, of course there's accountability, but no one's kind of checking in, monthly going, hey, did you do that yet? You have to be accountable to yourself. But in the next level group, it's like, Kayla, have you done this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
How are we moving this along, right?
A lot of difference in just like the feel of the group. You really do feel like they care about my success. We're really in this together, and you really want to make them proud as much as you want to make yourself proud.
One of the reasons I really wanted to have you on the podcast, one, because you jumped straight into the next level group. And I know that there are people that are like you, that are like, I feel like I'm past the accelerator, so what do I do? My first question, I'll pose it in two questions. It's like, how has it felt jumping straight to the next level? Do you feel like that has worked for you, that you've been able to do some of the goals that you've set for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's worked really well. Going right in and just immediately starting with the idea of, okay, we're going to get all of the finances on the back end organized before the start of 2024. Having those deadlines set, it was super helpful, just immediately going from sole proprietor to S corp to just everything all within 2 months.
Yes, it was so fast. You were like slaying those to-dos too. I was like, girl, she is flying. You've said you've been in other masterminds. This group is comprised of not just photographers. So how do you feel like that works out for you?
Ooh, I said this about the Wedding for CEO Summit too, which is if there were photographers looking at it and thinking, oh, this is for planners, that I just think like, as a photographer, why would you not want to be in a room full of planners, understand how everything works? But
that's very true.
Yes. But it is just great being in a group with planners, florists, being able to take those different perspectives and notes and helping each other.
Yeah, it's been really fun in the next level group, especially because everyone is so in tune with their business and what their goals are and like how they're going to accomplish it. So it's really fun to hear the different perspectives from different types of pros. I think that's been a lot of fun for me as well. So one of my last questions is just, do you feel like there was a certain mindset you had to have to see success in the program? And I will say this caveat for everybody that's listening. The next level group is a 12-month program and we're only 4 months into it. One of the reasons though that I wanted to have Kayla on the show was because she just had so much of a change right away. But do you feel like there was a certain mindset that you had to have or that you would tell somebody that's coming into the program?
Just going in with the mindset of activity, going in and being like, I'm gonna go ahead and actually just make these moves. I have this 1 year. I'm investing in this year. I think sometimes too, when people invest in education, they forget they've invested. This is something that's going to have a return if you can invest back into it.
When I was in the same phase of business that you're in right now, it almost felt like I was a little bit afraid to join a program or ask for help because I was afraid people would then realize like, oh, well, she doesn't have it together as it looks like from the outside. Did you feel any of that at all?
Yeah, I definitely had imposter syndrome all the time. I could definitely see that fear of like asking for help or letting people see behind the curtain. But with this group and with the CEO group, everyone is so helpful and so transparent. Just like the entire group, I've gotten very quickly comfortable asking questions. Just ask the question and getting the different perspectives on it. It's been amazing.
One of the trends that we're seeing with these interviews is that transparency. It's so rare to feel comfortable sharing numbers. Sometimes you can feel like, oh, I'm not big enough to share my numbers. But the cool thing is that the people that are further ahead than you are bringing you along with them. Like, come on, I'm going to help you. So I think that's a lot of fun. Kayla, if somebody is listening to this, if whatever you are in the wedding industry, and you're already feeling like, I feel successful in my field. I know I'm successful, but I also know I don't know how to get to the next level. If somebody's sitting there in kind of that same shoes you were sitting in last summer, what would you say to them?
I would say, one, keep looking for that continued education. I think at every level you have to continue to the next step, and there's always a next step. If you have that drive and you're excited to continue to build the business, don't be afraid to join in and really put in the energy.
Kayla, thank you for being so transparent on this episode and letting us know a little bit more about your business. Hey CEO, if this video was helpful, make sure to check out the linked videos in the description below to help you build a profitable wedding business that you've always dreamed of.